seen this day turn to blue. I want to fade away into the scars on lights on my bones. I'm here to stay, and I don't know what it's all about. Get to the part where there are no doubts. Get to the part where I feel complete. I've been on the run for so long. Now I found me. Fears disappear, I'm standing strong. I'm breaking free, and I don't know what it's all about. Get to the part where there are no doubts. Get to the part where I feel complete.
I'll be right up to tuck you in.
Okay.
Leah has Insuranoia. She's got
trapped by thoughts that come to mind. As soon as we fall, we dig through all this turmoil. It's hard to ruin the system, so you have to build your own before you fire your missile. So you need to fix your soul.
Hello, hello. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day today. audio check is done. Let me switch back over to my Stream Deck. So I did finally get, oddly enough, on my Stream Deck, I'd only used my browser. I just set up like the browser to be able to run the Stream Deck. That's the whole purpose that I bought this little 10-inch tablet. Like it's a dirt cheap tablet. It's a no-name knockoff tablet too. And the whole purpose was just to have a 10-inch screen that I could pull up my browser, or install the browser on it and pull up my Stream Deck so that I can have all my stream buttons and stuff like that. And I never even, so I didn't even think about it. It's like, wait a minute, but it's Android. So I could go and install the Twitch app on here, and I can go install the Rumble app on here, and I have the YouTube app already, and I didn't even think about the fact that I was like, oh, I could have just done that. Now here's the one thing, even though I have the YouTube app on here, I have to, I was like, oh, I'll just go to the app route, make my life easier. Well, the interesting problem is if I'm in the middle of doing that, I'm on the app, then I don't have my access to my buttons for the Stream Deck if I need to pause or do something. So then I have to hit the, switch task screen and stuff like that there and scroll over and hit stuff. So it's like, didn't think about that, but I did get that set up, and I had it sitting there ready so that I could hear my audio. I clicked into my channel right at the very end to make sure that it was working okay. So that is an interesting thing. So probably what I'll do is I'll still open up the other tabs and stuff, which you'll have a similar problem even with the tabs, but I should be able to switch back and forth between tabs faster. So, but all in all, things went okay. Oh, wait a minute. I was watching a video beforehand about some of the issues that are going on and the fact that creators are talking about the fact that they are not making any of the money that they used to make. So let me switch OBS over, because the other thing is I always play something ahead of time and record it to make sure that the audio is coming through. And part of the reason why I do that is I had problems at the very beginning. I went over that before. But I've noticed an interesting thing here at the very beginning now that I've been running it too. Is now on my gaming PC, I have selector. On my gaming PC, I think I have, there's an issue where the game scene comes over. That works okay. You can see both the game scene and the capture scene NDI output. With audio output, I have to open up the audio channel, go to the filter that I added to it, go to the NDI filter and hit apply, change, or to send it over. And I don't know if that's something different with the fact that this just got upgraded to NDI, the OBS, or the distro AB 6.2 plugin. I can't remember whether it happened right before that or right after. My guess is it's probably right after, and I'm kind of wondering, now that I'm thinking about it, if I have, let's see, plugin manager, do I have the 6.2 version over here? This doesn't tell me. Yeah, there's still some pitfalls about the whole plugin manager within OBS. So it's unfortunate that is. But either way, let me go ahead and pull up something here. That's one. Let's touch that. Okay. I didn't get a chance to pull this up because I was also fiddling with and to pull up my own stream and stuff like that on the Stream Deck. Even though I had the app open, I had to switch over to it, and it was running really, really slow, and I don't know why. Okay, almost there. Plus, we got to eat dinner late tonight. My son and I, we take turns cooking, and he cooks on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the day that I stream. But he had a long day at work, and I had a long day. And on my lunch hour, I went out and decided to mow the grass. I got 3/4 of my yard mowed today, and I did that on the lunch hour. But you know, I started working at like about 7:30 this morning. I went out at 12:15 to mow, and then I came back in and started working. Went back to work, and I worked until about 5 o'clock. So then I logged off, went out, sat down for a little bit. You know, he had to come home, and he works a manual labor job, working on machinery, working on injection machinery. So like it's injection molding to produce different various parts, car parts, whatever parts ordered from them. As long as they've got a mold and they have the specifications for the material, you know, they'll make it and stuff. But he had a little bit longer day, and his is a physical. And wouldn't you know it, both of us just like fell asleep, and then woke up at like 7 o'clock, and he started cooking, and I was just sitting there, and then he got done at like 5 till 8. Normally I start at 8 o'clock getting everything prepped and ready to have all my stuff. And you know, we both just fell asleep. And that, you know, my wife wasn't feeling good. She's laying on the couch and stuff. And it's like all three of the people in the house had long days, wasn't feeling great. We all just fell asleep, and it's just something that throws everything off. But here we are. I've got to where I need to be. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. We're gonna go ahead and do our Bible verse, and then we will get into Lords of the Fallen. So let's switch over here. Oh, got one more thing to switch here. Oh. Okay. Hello, welcome back. Welcome to today's Bible verse. It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. In the King James Version, and in the NIV version, or not the NIV, sorry, the ASB version. Had it open. Therefore, encourage one another and build up one another, just as you also are doing. So this is, you know, this is talking about encouraging one another clearly. You know, encouraging others helps you feel better. But you also have to be mindful and careful about what you're doing. You know, encouraging others to do things and stuff like that there is a great thing. Yeah, encouraging people to seek God, to continue to do the right thing and stuff is what we're looking at. And it's what we should be working to help others with, encouraging them in life, letting them know about the good word, about the things that God, his promises, the stuff that he's done in your life, providing your testimony as a way of encouraging people. And we have to be mindful, though, that when we encourage people, we don't tell people that something that is bad is good. We don't encourage the bad things. We try to encourage the things that are good, things that truly nurture your mind, your body, and your spirit, your soul, the thing that God is connected with, that he's looking to save. So be mindful of what you're doing and how you're doing it in that. And that's today's verse. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day today. All right. Here, switch back to the chat. All right. I'm going to try to use the original controller, my Ghoulie Kit controller. I did find slightly better success with the other Xbox controller, which I have right down here. I want to be able to use this one here because I've already got all the cabling and everything hooked up for it, because I've been using it now since I bought the thing. Used it in a lot of other games, kind of like it, like the way the back buttons help with the additional features and stuff like that as you're doing things. Kind of makes me wonder why in the world controllers ever had front-facing buttons, or after a certain period of time, why controllers ever had front-facing buttons. Back-facing buttons just seem to work better to begin with, and I don't think it would be that hard to get rid of the buttons in the front, because I can use, you know, these two fingers here to press buttons in the back while keeping my fingers up here on the triggers and the thumbsticks. I shouldn't go over here to hit the up, down, left, right, all that other stuff. It's just a nice little thing to be able to have. If it were left up to me, I would put at least the 4 main buttons on the back and get rid of them on the front, and maybe adjust where the thumbsticks are, and do it a little bit different, but that's just me. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the game here. Switch to the game scene. Grab my controller. Okay. Let's see. What's next? Okay. Record. Welcome to episode number 4 of Lords of the Fallen. Okay, continue. All right. Last episode, we barely eked by a win on this one character up here by firing an arrow right before the 2 replica light versions killed me from not dodging. So that was an amazing little thing. Just the timing of all of it was crazy. Can't believe that I actually got it after like an hour. Oh, hey. Nope. Oh, what is it? Here, let's do this. The other thing is there's a seed spot right here, but I don't have any seeds, which is rather sad. I can't put another thing up here, but...
Brothers and sisters, you honor us and all who came before you with your sacrifices.
Okay.
While I wish they were unnecessary, my wishes will not ease your suffering, but I pray my sorcery does.
It's coming. Okay. Emerge from the Umbra. Back into the area here. Okay, now I kind of wonder, should I go up? Should I go down? Well, I guess we could check right here. I'm either going to not go anywhere or regret this decision. Wow, I didn't pick that big of a character, and it seems like a massive individual walking through those old stone doorways. Oh. Hello.
Welcome, Dark Crusader.
Skyrest Bridge. Anything over here? Much exploring do I get to do? Doesn't seem like a whole lot. Okay. There's part of me, it's just like, this is ominous and seems like a very bad idea. But he did say hello. You know, he at least provides the essence of being a semi-welcoming individual, or the air of it, I should say.
I had no doubt in my assessment of you, as one worthy of the monumental task which lies before us, Crusader. My name is Dunmire, and I am an exactor of the Dark Crusaders, the holy order of which you are now an honored member. The Church of Orien Radiance has assigned to me the duty of purging Mornstead of its...
Oh, okay, you really got to... Okay.
I had no doubt in my assessment of you, as one worthy of the monumental task which lies before us, Crusader. My name is Dunmire, and I am an exactor of the Dark Crusaders, the holy order of which you are now an honored member. The Church of Orien Radiance has assigned to me the duty of purging Mornstead of its Rogar blight, and ensuring the ancient tyrant Adir knows no liberation from his enduring imprisonment.
All right. Soon. It's okay. Ammunition satchel. Coffer. Okay, is that going to... Okay. Alright, unripe. Berries. Large Mastodon's cluster. Large cluster of mana stones restores a large amount of mana over time. Okay. Small cluster. Yes. Restores a small amount. The Brio Stone heals over time. In the case of Mana Stones, certain parts of the world are richer in Brio Stones deposits than others, and any attempt to artificially replicate this restorative materials have ended in failure. Okay, so... what's this here? Pouch of assorted ammunition. Okay, countless people have traveled to Mornstead for a multitude of reasons since Rogor's invasion. The weapons and equipment of some of those who fell there can be found scattered across the land. Okay, salt used to add holy damage to a weapon. Sure, why not? Salt used to add fire damage to a weapon. Switch, quick transfer. Okay, balm that cures burns and provides temporary increased resistance against burn attacks. Okay. Tin of powder providing increased defense against radiant magic. Okay. Powder increased defense against fire. Defense against withering. Skull almost empty of vigor grants 200 vigor. Increase your Inferno and Radiance to gain further insight. Okay. Small, seemingly petrified figure. Plant in a fitting location to create a vestige seedling. Oh, vestige seed. There we go. All right. Desiccated Umbra moth used to travel to the most recently used vestige in exchange for a sacrifice of vigor. Ooh. Unripe berries, the clipping of a unique berry which increased stamina regeneration. Once a scholarly sorcerer of Wolugia, seeking a life of unceasing dedication to his studies, had the idea of consuming several stamina enhancing ruins so he never needed to rest again. This choice led to an astoundingly productive few hours, followed by an abrupt and messy death. Whoops. Okay. So?
By Aureus' divine will, I live again. It's a miracle. And to think I raised my sword to you.
Yep, you did. Multiple times. And quite frankly, kicked my butt multiple times.
So the exactors found himself a new instrument, as exactors are wont to do. And given that lamp was intended for me should his paladin fall, and yet now here you are, lamp bearer. Well, it seems I was right to doubt the value of a Dark Crusader's word.
Oh, wrong button. I'm going to do that I don't know how many different times. Okay, so there's this thing right here. Activate vestige. Okay, so we did do, I think I've got, yep, I did all the upgrades last time. Alright, so at least I can warp here if I need to. What's this name again? Vestige of Ithrig. Okay, this is a massive place. Oh, hello.
Ah, that's it, isn't it? Oh, the Lamp of Immortality. And the genuine article. Not a useless, empty vessel like the one I saw that witless fool bumbling around with. I've learned a little since coming to Mornstead about that lamp and the awful mission to which it's attached. I hope you recognize that frightful burden for what it is. In truth, what's been done to you is downright cruel.
Well, all right. Like, now I just kind of want to like know whether or not I'm actually going to find anything out here. Am I just going to be... Like, do I need to explore all this area right now? Maybe, maybe not. I thought that other dude had lost his arm.
Careful. If you're headed for Pilgrim's Perch, friend, the hallowed sentinels don't welcome everyone. Not even a faithful pilgrim who's crossed countless miles of land and sea to join them. All I wanted was to serve the divine judge cleric, but they deemed me unworthy and chased me off. What's a poor, rejected disciple to do now, I ask you?
Join another group? Okay. Alrighty then. climb down. Thank you very much. All right. I'm back up here. Okay, so maybe it wasn't quite as much there to explore. I mean, there could be some other things that will open up other areas later on. I could go back to the center right there. What's up here? Hello there. Keep going past that guy. You talking about the guy right here? Or are you talking about, so like, I know there's another hallway back over here. You will find the ledge that you jump down on to fight, get another boss. And I'm talking about the guy you talked to. Oh, that was outside, okay. Way back here. You're talking about it this way, here. Oh, okay, you're saying jump down right there. All right. Okay, how much of this stuff do I destroy to see what I can find? Bell dinging us, for whom the bell tolls. I should. Hey! Keep going through that and you will eventually hit a warp spot. Okay, cool. So you should have seen it last on Tuesday. I beat the other character by firing an arrow shot right at the last second before she spawned two of the light angels that killed me. But luckily she died just before I did. And I just made it through. It took me about an hour and 20 minutes and I had to switch to a different controller in order to do it. Yeah, it was crazy. Oh, the Valkyrie boss. Okay, why is it switching on me here? You jerk. Shooting me from over there. Really? I beat the game in 2 days, now on a new game. I'm on the 4th day of playing. Go to the temple, trust me, don't go down. What in the world is shooting at me? Oh my goodness, up there. Okay. Is there anything back here that maybe I was missing? All right. Take that, you jerk. Basically, if you go down trust me, if you go down the ladder near you, it's basically a trap. Okay. All right. Well, let's go in here. Well, let's go grab this here real quick. Nope, lamp, please. Why can't I grab that? Why no? There we go. Right bumper. Oh my goodness. The gate is the warp spot, okay?
Most blessed representatives of the Holy Judge Cleric. My soul soars to see.
Hold your tongue, pilgrim. And on your feet. You are on sacred ground. And we are yet to see whether you are deserving of that honor.
I assure you, I have dedicated my life to the teachings of Judge Cleric. My faith in her and her divine works is boundless.
Pray it is, for our Immaculate Lady's light will lay bare the truth, and in radiance there is judgment.
Cool. Activate vestige. So I could get her gear. Do I just have to go back and talk to her? Should have her remembrance. Oh, let's see here. Where is that going to be? Journal. Pilgrim. Are there any healing game modifiers? Nope. Could have her. Where do I find the remembrance at? No, go to the sanctuary, go to the Umbra, then go to the room across from her to see the creepy guy and talk to him. Okay. All right. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to warp to it, aren't I? Okay. That was the Eldritch. All right. Yep. I'll go back and warp to it from, I believe, here. Isn't it? I can't. Yeah. Warp's called Sanctuary. Warp to Vestige. Skyrest, Seedling, Windmill. Sepulcher. Nope. Skyrest. Okay. Why does the Oh, what is it? This thing right here. This vestige has one name, but it takes you to a different space. Ah. So you said go to here? And there's a creepy guy. You said just across. Is that up this way? Oh, hey buddy.
The lamp must be born until the favored child makes themselves known. Only then can the remaining carrion of creation finally return to the void.
Remembrance, okay. Is that over here? The plucked eyeballs to purchase. Okay. 1 second, it isn't there. Oh, right. Oh, let's go back down this way. Has gear you can earn there. See, what does she say
By
again?
Aureus' divine will, I live again.
Cool.
It's a miracle. And to think I raised my sword to you, when all along you were a divine instrument sent by him to deliver my death and rebirth and bring clarity. Forgive me, Lampbearer. I'm Pietà of the Hallowed Sentinels. And as Aureus sustains me, so too will I sustain you.
Okay, cool.
Whether by making manifest your potential or through my healing blood, contained within the sanguinarics you carry. Should you find any saintly quintessences, bring them to me, and they can bolster the power of my blood further still. The beacons must be cleansed, the hallowed sentinels restored, and Adir's malignancy eradicated. Through whatever is to come, fellow chosen of Aureus, we stand together in service of him.
Cool. Need a bowl of remembrance. I'll see if you can. Okay. Yeah, let's go
Our
ahead.
holy work continues, Lampbearer. Fellow sanctified vessel, may Aureus'
You
divine
need a
radiance
bowl of
flow
remembrance.
through
I'll
and
see
into
if you can get one. Well, thank you there, my good lady. Want to give me the rest of your armor while we're at it? Yeah, I mean, you did, you know, at least your sword. You know, the sword you tried to kill me with? That'd be nice. In the Umber Realm, in the location accessible after interacting with a specific larger stigma. Okay. What is over here? Is there anything down here? Oh. Yeah, you can get her full armor set and weapons she used on you. Yep, that'd be nice. What is down here? Oh, I need a key. All right. That's not nice. Okay, so I need to watch out for a remembrance bowl. Hey, Godgamp, how's it going, man? Yes, it has been a little bit. Okay, well, let's go ahead and head back over this way. Oh, was there anything else? I don't think there was anything else over there. Well, I can always come back. How are you doing today? Oh, don't fall off. Okay, well, not so much. You just got done with all your work. Cool. Kind of sucks when the guy could just punch you right off. All right. Oh, I think you had asked me about playing Titanfall 2. Oh yeah, that's true. I could. They are definitely Souls-like games are definitely different. Yes, I did. Matter of fact, I recorded the videos and got them all uploaded. So you could go out to the channel and see all of my unique struggles and the fun that I have with playing Titanfall. I kind of wish the campaign of that one would have been a little bit longer. Hello, everybody. Was there anything else over here that I maybe missed? Oh yes, there's a ladder here. Was the game you really enjoyed? I really liked it. I was kind of hoping that it would be slightly longer than what it was, but I enjoyed every bit of what was there. All right. Balance beam test completed. Clearly my awareness was lacking right there. Okay, so you'll run into a bowl of revelations going to the boss after this one. Okay. Hello.
The cleric's welcome comes behind the edge of a sentinel's blade, more often than not in this place. Makes me curious how you're still breathing. I suppose dangling the promise of salvation from one hand and the threat of death from the other keeps a pilgrim obedient.
I'm still breathing because I'm clearly lower to the ground than everybody else. My character's way shorter. Okay, let's come down here. Okay, pick up here. Of course, it doesn't look like you're dead. Okay. It's sad that I didn't even know about the bowl until I was on my second to last boss. Oh, well, that happens. Well, that's part of the thing about the way games are designed and the way you play through them. Like, some games you don't learn about everything the first time. Sometimes it takes multiple times to play through the game before you learn it. Do you plan on playing Crimson Desert? I have not looked at that one yet. I'll probably add that to my wish list. And when it goes on sale, because I've still got a whole bunch of other games right now. Oh my goodness, what? Alright. I need an AoE damage. Hey! Wait a minute. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Take that! Really? Okay. Well, at least I'm only on the Umbra right now. Oh. Okay, I'll take completely stumbling across killing a boss character by accident every time. True, most Souls games are meant to be brutal. You're still in the Umbra phase 2. Nice parry. Yes, thank you. But yeah, so like that's one of the things about like one of my favorite games is Ninja Gaiden 2, and you have to play through that game. I've played through it on the Xbox. I've gotten, or the Xbox One. I've gotten nearly every possible achievement on that game. I've probably played it 100 different times. Because you have to replay through multiple times. And that's part of the nice part, is the fact that you can play through a game and... You weasels. Yeah, you play through a game and you play through it more than once. It gives you the... Okay. The nice part about that is when you actually get to be able to play the game, right? You play it more than once. It isn't just a one and done kind of game. Okay, that clearly wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to jump. Talk about a brutal game. Okay, interact. Warp to vestige. Which one was it? Is it this one? No, not the windmill, not there. That's the first one. I'm at the sanctuary. Why would I? That's my seedling. Oh, yep, nope, that's the right one. There we go. So Godgamp, let's see, you should be, you're about done with school for the year, aren't you? Okay, sure. Let's not actually climb down when it says A. Let's just jump. I guess it's because I pressed forward. Or college essay stuff. Cool. Did you get a chance to like talk to your parents about you going into doing engineering? Getting ready to commit, but nothing close by has a bet acceleration. Okay. Yeah, they were fine with it. That's good. Yeah, in this game it's crazy for a few seconds, then you'll unlock characters by beating the game in different ways. Ever new game levels it's 3 times harder, so yeah. On veteran mode, all mobs learn as your play style and learn from your weakness. Yes. A-bet accreditation. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little hard. Like, Joey, he was going to go into, he's looking to try to do mechanical engineering now. That's what he's thinking about switching over to. And there's one school that's close by that has like a top-rated mechanical engineering area. Oh, of course I need a key. But it's hard to get some of those things transferred. Because he started at one school over at Wright State, but then realized, oh, I want to go do something slightly different. Oh my goodness, why not? Hey, I unlocked a new area. I appreciate it. Into aerospace engineering, and every school that offers it is with ABET accreditation is either far away or really expensive. Yes. That's one of the things that can suck from doing stuff like that. It doesn't make the decision any easier. All right. I was not expecting that dude to come up and run up from my left. When you say far away, like, is it within the same state or is it out of state for you? Keep an eye on time here. Oh, hey, look. I've seen this place before. There should have been something back there. That's not nice. All right. Ah, you could slide down ladders. Even better. I'm looking into Stony Brook. Yeah, it's really close to me. About an hour commute with traffic. That's so, I'll say that's not too bad for a short period of time and stuff. I'm like my job when I had to drive in to work. Now they've changed some of the requirements and stuff, but I drove about an hour to work every day. It's definitely doable. Big thing is just being mindful as you're traveling and stuff like out there. Don't overestimate how tired you can get if you choose that option, and about being able to pull over and just get out, walk around, maybe even take a, pull over somewhere you could take a break. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. No, don't target him. Target the dude with the spikes on his head, please. Oh my goodness. This targeting system's gonna drive me crazy. I mean, I'm definitely looking for something closer, but nothing has the major I want to do. Yeah, that's it's hard when you have to like, when it's like, this is the thing, and it seems like it gets split up. Like they have part of what you want, but not everything. Yeah, honestly, like I said, an hour drive. I mean, if you got the other thing would be as long as you got a good, decent, reliable car, you know, that's the other big thing about it. You know, I've got a Honda Fit that's a 5-speed. It's really great on gas mileage and stuff, being a stick shift and being a Honda in a small car. So that really helped. Thinking about just going to a closer college and getting a job and then focus on aerospace and try getting another engineering field for now. That's not a bad option. It's a way of doing it. Every once in a while, the path that you have to follow isn't always the most straight. I mean, look at what I'm doing in this game right here. Anything that's what I've learned through playing some of the video games, and that is the fact that not everything is a straight linear path. All right. Okay, I can't jump up the ladder. I can slide down, but can't jump up. Okay. The big thing is if you take that option, which is a good option. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Try to put a time frame to what your plan is. That way you don't forget the thing that you don't forget your goal. Because sometimes when you get into working and stuff like that, there you can literally just lose track of what you're doing. All right, spiky head. Oh, spiky head dude's coming. All right, I'll fight you back over here, Chief, if you come in here. Oh my goodness. Oh, would you block? Oh my goodness, would the parry button work? This is part of the reason why I switched to the other controller. This skadoochery. What in the world is that? Something I shouldn't have touched. Amazing. Yeah, the only reason I chose aerospace was because of the money, and engineering is something I enjoy. Because starting where I am for no experience is like 120. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely make some money with it. That's for sure. Yeah, just make sure you kind of have things laid out. Make sure that you have a plan for keeping yourself on track and your goal and stuff. You know, somebody that can help keep you accountable to what you want to do to help you with that. Depending on what the job is, sometimes they can just get you sucked in and you don't realize it. All right. If I would remember to actually heal myself, that would be great. This is when you talk about that brutal factor of the Souls-like game, because I'm like starting at the same spot, but I have to fight through the same sets of people every time, where some other games they give you you're restoring it to like it's different because it's like you're restoring it to somewhat a point in time. At least I don't have to fight this other boss again down here. Clearly they did not get the memo from Zelda that they need to put things inside the barrels when you smash them to give you stuff. Aerospace isn't really the long-term plan for keeping the job I want to do. I want to do it for 10 years and then go into business. Okay. I feel like it will take too much of my free time if I do it. What kind of business stuff do you want to get into? The other thing I'm learning is that the fact that there's a you want to own buildings like rentals and stuff, and just as a steady home income. Okay. The other thing I've noticed about this game is that sometimes it like cues actions. So like if you hit a button twice, it'll queue up both actions. All right, look here, Captain Skadoosh. Come on, buddy. Over here. Thank you. Okay, how is it these people could dive so far after me, but I can't after them? That's just douchebaggery. That's annoying. But I feel like it's also isn't realistic, so I don't know how I feel about it just yet. Well, the big thing is keep talk it out. If there's something that feels odd and strange, if it doesn't feel quite right, then maybe it isn't the right thing to do. You know, I'm being a religious individual myself. I would say, you know, I would pray about it and see pray and then sit in silence for a little bit, in the sense that you need to be able to hear the answer that you're asking for. Because sometimes you can get yourself so busy that you can't hear the answer that you want to hear in that. So it might be good to just take a drive, go sit, in one of the benches in the woods without the phone and distraction of things, or without the radio and that, and just think about what it is you're looking to do. And when you're going through it, how does it make you feel? And then that's something I don't want to be a busy person, which is realistic. That's my main thing with the job. Yeah. If you feel like you're going from place to place to place, constantly having to do, if you feel like you're working like 10 hours a day, Yeah, you don't, because you'll burn yourself out. Right. That Skadooshir comes over here, shoots me, and then runs off. Okay. Take that, jerk. Cover vigor. It isn't realistic, but I'm fine with being a busy person in the early stages of my life, but not the later. So that's the thing. So like knowing the kind of things that you want to be able to do later on, that's how you prep and prepare. I mean, you're thinking about the right things in that. You just also want to make sure that, you know, you set your goal. And it's perfectly fine for you to do what you're doing. And thinking about it this way here, you're really thinking about a long-term future. So set your plans of the things that you want to be able to do. Oh, yep, that's right. I gotta switch to the lamp. Oh, I gotta switch back out of. I gotta switch back to the other area, don't I? Yeah, there we go. And then your next thing is going to be such like your long-term goal of what you want to do, and then you want to set like your basically what your kind of like your 5-year goal would be through college, and then set up what your next goal right after that would wind up being. Nope. Target, please. Okay. All right, one more time to get through this area. And just think about it, you know, you've got to be a little bit more detailed in your 5-year plan, slightly less in your 10-year, and then work through that. Because sometimes thinking about too far ahead, you can wind up seeming like it's a massively daunting task. So plan out and look through like the next 5 years about how you want to try to get through school, the things you want to be able to do along with being able to get your education and stuff. Not being able to get a job in aerospace, though, I feel like the job could get taken over by AI. So there's pros and cons. One thing would be is like the stuff in AI. One of the classes that I had to take through my job for the AI stuff is that AI can't replace things if you don't know what you're doing. So like you have to be the master at your craft to know that what AI is doing is the right thing. And there's so many people that are like, oh, I could look, I did this, not knowing whether or not the thing that they created actually is truly good by comparison to other things. And that's what you offer as a person over the AI, is the ability, that jerk again, is that. So focus on understanding how to do the AI and that, and seeing if you can adapt to it. Alright, this range dude. I know I gave you some other resources. There's another guy that I've watched. His name is Network Chuck on YouTube. He's got some interesting things about AI right now, about being able to build stuff yourself. I know you've got your one computer. You might be able to set up some smaller AI models in Docker containers on the setup that you've got. And learn some more about it. Oh, son of a motherless goat. Alright, so that's gonna be the stopping point for this game for today. So, okay, let's get back to the main screen here. It's the main menu. So yes, they are. Well, and the other thing is I keep hitting the wrong buttons, and that's one of the struggling points and stuff like that. But let me go ahead and finish up the recording on the video. I'll return to this, go back to the stream. We can talk for just a little bit. But, oh, come on, where is it? Oh, wrong computer. There we go. Alright, but thanks for joining me today. Comment on this video, press the like or dislike button. You can follow me for more content. You can join my Discord server. The link's in my Twitch and YouTube channels. Let me know your feedback and suggestions. Okay. Yeah, Souls-like games are extremely difficult, and like the funny part about it is, and what I was talking about before was, I know of Souls-like games, but this is the first one I've actually ever played, even though I've been playing since probably the early 80s. It's interesting the fact that I've never actually sat down and played. I went and looked up like the top 25 Souls-like games for the last 20 years. I knew of most of them, realized that I'd never played a single one of them. So that was kind of funny that all of a sudden now I'm into, trying to play a Souls-like game. I'm gonna take this off. Music's loud. Yeah. If you have a PS4 or a way to emulate PS4 games, you should try Bloodborne. Actually, let's see, is Bloodborne on Steam? Take a look. Let me go to the store. I've heard Bloodborne is an amazing game. No. There's a store. I didn't need to go back to Bloodborne. Nope. Unfortunately, it's not. So I think, trying to think. Since I'm running on Linux, there is an emulator on Linux for the PlayStation. I wonder if there's one for the PlayStation 4. Give me just a second. Let me take a look here. Let me see if it's one that's already in the emulators that are come on here. DOSBox Dolphin emulator for the Wii Dolphin EMU, GameCube and Wii emulator, Duck Station's the PlayStation emulator, MU Station, flexible emulator, front end supporting keyboard, list navigation, and custom systems. There's FCEA UX for the NES and Famicom, UAE and Win UAE, Atari for the old Atari systems, Pegasus, PSP emulator, PlayStation 2, getting closer, PlayStation 3, let's see, Same Boy, Scum, SNEX, Stella, Game Boy, NES, Xbox, Waydroid, and Vice. Okay, so there's not one so like I get clear up to the PlayStation 3 on here. Shad PS4 should work. Okay, cool. Let me see. I wonder if there's a flat pack for that. PS4. Aha, there is a flat pack for that. So yeah, I'll look around in that and see what I can get. But so that I don't forget, PS4 and all right, made my note because I really like the suggestion for the Titanfall 2 game. I really did like that game. I'm really surprised that they didn't do something more with like maybe doing like DLC expansions for the game or the campaign, or and add other ones. That was really surprising to me, but I really did like that game. Yeah, I saw that. I did like, there are downloads for the multiplayer, but I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I actually really liked the design of the campaign. Felt amazingly fluid, and you could tell that between the way they build you interacting with the mech versus the way you as your character interacts with the world, with the wall running and jumping in and out of the mech, and how they built all that. There was a lot of care and passion put into that game, and I'm just surprised that they didn't go any further with it. Let's see here, I'm gonna go to my storage drive, OBS recordings. Let's see here. Yeah, I recorded 6 episodes of Titanfall 2. And like I said, I absolutely loved it. I wish they would have been able to do. There's part of me that thinks they could have went on to doing a Titanfall 3, but that might have been pushing it, because how much further do you push that style of game with mechs and stuff? Not that they probably could have and would have been successful with it, but I think they could have also expanded what they had in Titanfall 2. They were working on Titanfall 3, but something happened with the studio. I forgot exactly what happened, but then they stopped working on the game. Yeah, and made Apex Legends. Yes, I had heard that they had the idea for it. There was some things, some decisions were made, and I think what happened is, don't get me wrong, Fortnite isn't a bad game by any means. Clearly, there's a lot of people playing that game. But I think everybody trying to chase the live service, monetization, money grubbing view that Fortnite did caused a lot of that stuff. And I think Apex might have been something that fell into that. I feel like the story isn't ended in Titanfall. No, it didn't. There was so much more that could have gone on. And did they need to do a 3 to complete that story? Maybe. I mean, it might have been a natural progression. The hope would be is like if you did a 3, that it would have been on a slightly different engine where maybe the graphics. But I mean, the graphics on that game were, to me, astoundingly good for the year that it was built. But yes, definitely the story could have benefited a lot. There was so much more that could have been done. I don't know why my controller just randomly vibrates now, like it just was doing it. I wonder if it's still because there's something on the game screen that's doing it, because I still have the game running. But yeah, there was a lot more to it. I am, as frustrating as it is, I am enjoying the Souls-like game. I'll probably put, now only because of how long it might take to play through, I might do what I was doing with some of the other games where I take a break from it, go play another couple smaller games, like playing through the, I'll think of it here in a second. Skur Ritual, playing through one of the shooter maps and stuff like that, or actually going back, and I've still got Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Go download a zombie map and go shoot zombies for, an hour or so for a couple of days, and then switch back over to the Souls-like game because I know it's going to take me a little bit. I was going to ask if, let's see. Ebony, when you said that you played through and you beat the game, you said you beat it in a couple of days. Did you play was that a consistent, did you play for 5 or 6 hours one day, 5 or 6 hours the next day? Or how much exploration did you get into playing the game? That's what I'm thinking, because, well, and the other thing is too, is I'm struggling with, so I put it up here, and I did it again to myself. So I've got my Ghoulie Kit controller that's got the triggers on the back. What I'm finding is this was well designed for Windows, and it isn't exactly an Xbox controller. It works great as an Xbox. That's what it's designed after. It's the interface is designed, but it can hook up as a Switch 2 or an Android. And I did it myself again, where I struggled for an hour playing through the other day just doing this, because you've got to press the left trigger for the parry, the block, and I struggled. So I've got, hang on just a second. I've got my older Power A controller, it is truly an Xbox controller. And I was like, oh, maybe it was just something I was doing. And when I plugged this one in, it works a lot better. The reaction speed of these buttons seem to be more accurate versus the Ghoulie Kit, which is running through it's connected over an Android controller running through an emulator, where this one goes directly through the Xbox. That's what it is. And it just dawned on me explaining that. It's because this is a true Xbox controller. It connects directly into the native driver built into Linux, where this is going through an abstraction layer. That's why I'm having such a hard time. General movements and stuff like that are okay, but it's going through 2 layers to try to get through it. It does, but this is a different controller type, and I think it's because it's going through the Android emulator into X input that's going into Steam input to play the game. So I'm going through 2 translation layers on this, which is why everything always feels slightly off. I'm hitting the buttons a little bit late. There's just enough latency there between those 2 layers where the raw Xbox controller doesn't have that. And I've got this other cable over here, but the problem is this is a USB type B connector, where the cable I've got plugged in is a USB-C. You can disable Steam input. Yeah, I might try that, but yeah, it's the fact that when I connect this as a Windows control, because the way that you get this to be recognized as a Xbox controller is by setting the preference type on it to Windows. But when I connect that to Linux, it doesn't see the controller at all. Like nothing recognizes the controller. I either have to put it as a Nintendo Switch controller, a Switch 2 Pro controller, or yeah, a Switch Pro controller, or I have to use it as an Android controller. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I just need to do try the Switch 2, the Switch controller. I'll do that one next. Not even when plugged in. Nope. When I plug it in, nothing. It doesn't recognize it at all. It only recognizes it because the other thing is like it comes with a wired dongle. And the other thing is I also upgraded the firmware on this. Yeah, that is completely random. So like I upgraded the firmware on the dongle here because it's got a little button to do. And I upgraded the firmware on this thing, which is actually extremely easy, which is part of the reason why I like this one here, because the setup for it's so simple, but it just doesn't recognize it. So I can't even use the wireless dongle because it doesn't recognize this. It sees the dongle as like a USB device, and it says there's a controller attached. But when I go into Steam Input or I go into the Garuda Linux's utility for the keyboard, you see here for the controller, yeah, because it's got an action. The nice part about this one is right here at the top, it's got game controllers. It just doesn't see it, and I don't know why. It is so frustrating. But now that you mention it, I wonder if it'll work better as the Switch 2 or the Switch controller. Maybe I'll try that. Okay, come on. Oh, nope, that's the dongle. There we go. Even on Windows. I installed Linux on my second PC. I've been trying to install a way to control it from my main PC. Nothing is working for it, not even Chrome Desktop or AnyDesk, or even Windows Remote Login. Which operating system did you go with? I think Linux Mint. Let me check. Sure. Fedora 43. Okay, so Fedora is a Red Hat distribution. I know when I was on Linux Mint, I was able to use Chrome's remote desktop, but there was a manual install. I had to add in a library to install, and it was called CDR. The utility that I installed was CDR setup, which is the Chrome remote desktop setup. I was able to do it there. Look up doing an install for CDR on Fedora to see if that's available. The other option that you have, the other two that you can look into, would be running a VNC server and using either Real VNC, Ultra VNC, Tiger VNC to connect to it by running the VNC server, and using a VNC client. I don't know if it has any native, only because I haven't used Fedora in a long time. I use Red Hat at work, but it's all on the terminal. Yeah, VNC can be, like, VNC is actually harder to set up to me than RDP is. So Fedora 43. All right, let me. Fedora 43. Did you do Fedora Workstation 43? Or no, it's a laptop preloaded with it. Yeah, is it Fedora Workstation? Yeah, Workstation. Okay. Fedora 3. No, I don't want the raw. Intel and AMD ARM. All right, let me just download that ISO. What I could try to do is like, I could throw it into a VM and see if maybe I can't take a look at a couple things and see if I can help you out. Because I've used Red Hat in the past, which is what Fedora is based on. I just haven't used any of the Fedora stuff in a while. So I'll see what I can muck around with this weekend, since today's Thursday. And if I find anything, see, I can't remember. Are you, did you join my Discord server? There is a built-in way, and my best bet is that the built-in one is messing it up. It very well could be. Yeah, I've been in. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'll find you on there. If I could figure it out, I'll send you a message on there. Yeah, so like Garuda's actually got one, which is based off of Arch. It's got one built in. In the previous version of Garuda, it had an issue where I couldn't connect to it, but after I did a new install and some updates on my laptop, I did a new install of it. On my streaming PC, I did an update, and now I can, because like if I rebooted the machine, the remote desktop server quit running. Like I had to log into the machine, open up the control panel, start the RDP server, and then I could connect to it. But its visuals are just crud. Like it is a pixelated, janky mess. Yeah, I was surprised that I wasn't even able to share my screen using AnyDesk. I've heard good things about AnyDesk, but I haven't tried it yet. That might be the thing. Yeah, I'll see what I can play around with. But yeah, I was really surprised. The one thing that I did get working when I was on Linux Mint was the Chrome Remote Desktop, and it actually works extremely well. But I was surprised that the other one, like a direct RDP connection, just looks like garbage. I mean, it looks like something that was on my original phone, like a 420p, or not even a P, like just a 420 resolution. It was horrible. And it's slow. That's the other thing that I'm surprised. Like Windows Remote Desktop works extremely fast, and I can use free RDP to connect to my one of my Windows machines using the Remote Desktop protocol, and it's amazingly fast. But maybe I need to try free RDP over to the other one, because my laptop screen doesn't work. Disconnected it. 10-pin connector. Okay, yeah. Well, that saves you power too. I can SSH, but not remote connect. Yeah, that's frustrating. Do you have like a external monitor connected to us where you can at least get to the desktop? Let's see here. Which button is the remote? Screen capture, NDI display capture. I can SSH, but not the remote connect. Yeah, I'm sharing one with my main PC. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I don't know how well this is coming up, but okay, so right now I've got my controller set to the Android one, the one that actually works. So when I plug it in, it sees it as a ZQ Ghoulie Kit controller, which is it's a game controller, but it doesn't know its type. And I think that's what I'm running into, is the fact that it doesn't know what it is. It at least sees the input, but it doesn't fully know what it is. So the odd part about it is, if I switch it over to the wireless dongle, it doesn't do anything clearly because the wireless dongle isn't connected. But if I plug in the wireless dongle, you'll see it pop up here. It'll probably say that a device has been connected, but nothing. Yeah, is there a Bluetooth way to connect it? Yes, there is. So if I get rid of that, and if I switch it over here, so right there, it sees it as a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which is using the Hydra 9, or their drivers might be Windows only. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is that it's there. So it recognizes the Switch Pro controller, which maybe that's the one I need to try. And then if I switch over to, but if I switch back to, that's the Windows one, like that's the Windows Xbox 360 one, it doesn't see it. It doesn't work on there. No matter what I do with it, it shows the controllers connected. But yeah, it just sits there and flashes and nothing ever pops up. So then if I go to here, I could see this, but then I could go here, it's solid as an Xbox 360 and then went away. But now here it shows it as an Xbox 360 over Bluetooth, but that's the thing I was still having a problem with. Like the latency still seems to be there because of the Bluetooth. So maybe I'll have to play around with this to see what I can do with it. But yeah, that was just frustrating the other day. Because the interesting thing is it's DevX input event 30. Maybe I need to look that up and see what that is. You had a similar issue when you used Joy-Con and it helped me while being wired. Yeah, that's, but see, that's the weird thing. The moment I plug it in, even though it's the same thing, it's still connected over Bluetooth. So if I switch back, there's the Nintendo Switch, that one, Android, USB, it still says, that's what I don't get. Like this is what was frustrating me the other day, because it's like, okay, same setting, only with a wire. It says it's an unknown controller type, but if I unplug it and it connects over Bluetooth, it says it's an Xbox 360 controller. Same setting. It shouldn't matter whether or not it's wired or not. Yeah, it is. Just crazy. So, but either way, I have my other controller here that if I plug it in, it'll work just fine. But yeah, it's wackadoodle, the whole thing. That's why it's been driving me nuts. All right, man. Yep. Nope. Sounds good. Thanks for stopping by again. Glad to hear from you. Glad everything's going good for you and stuff. And keep it up. And if I find anything out about Fedora and stuff like that there, I'll let you know. You try to have a good night as well, man. All right. Well, a special thanks to both Guy, Gamp, and Ebony for stopping over and keeping me company while I die several times playing a game. It's always fun to have. It's always better to have somebody sometimes poking fun at you and stuff when you're dying, and you're not just dying alone in frustration and that. So I appreciate both of you guys stopping by this evening. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here. All right. Well, when they say Souls-like games are brutal, they're not joking. And setting aside the controller part of it and stuff, which I think is actually probably where the biggest source of my frustration is coming from, I'm having a lot of fun playing the game. I've got to work on picking up on the nuances of the characters, because I'm also so used to many other games where characters have preset patterns that you can almost instantly pick up on. And I think that's what makes Souls-like games more brutal, is the fact that their fight patterns almost feel completely random. And that because I'm expecting the same thing to happen over and over and over again, and it doesn't. And that's nice. But that's the end of the stream for today. Let me know your thoughts and feedback. And as always, so long for now.